Good afternoon. So today I'm going to have to get back into the mission system and working on that. What's today? Today is Thursday? Yeah. Five zero. I'm not joining that game. Look at that. Let's check those leaderboards. Holy Jesus, look at Adam's stats. He's jumped up to 70,000. What is going on with that? He does not want to lose. He's got to just have been grinding. See, today he's got 5,000 and yesterday he got 8,000. Jesus. Let's see how it is. Alright, well, let's go jump in one of their matches and ruin it for him. Mission successful. Alright, so what I need to do is start work on this thing. That's what I'm known for. Jumping in, screwing everything up. Alright, so with missions, what am I working on now? So one of the things I've got written down is that I need to make sure that the mission data files are being moved over in a shipping build. So builds, shipping, master, let's see, artifacts. So it's Dashkin, binaries. Alright, so they're not being moved over for that. Let's take a look at our build scripts. So scripts, build, Unreal, build and publish, shipping, x64. It's got the installer, cleaning out the server directory, publishing for sync, cleaning dir, shared. Where's our UI? Dashkin shipping, yeah, it should be shipping x64. I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so we have the UI folder inside of there. So our shipping scripts have to be doing it somewhere, so it must be the standalone client.bat. Alright, standalone client, standalone server. Alright, so the client has this copy for the UI, and it's also got the copy for the sound override folder. So let's do it again. So this is going to be Dashkin, Dashkin. And the directory we need to shove all this stuff into is the Dashkin missions folder. So it's, we need a copy from, we need a copy to missions, but this needs to be Dashkin game data missions. Okay, so that will actually copying over mission data files. Okay, so that should do that. And we're going to want to do the same thing for this server. Well, the server doesn't give a shit about missions. So we don't really have to do this, but we might as well. So let's take a look at it. So I need to take a look at what the actual saved looks like. So saved, staged builds. It's going to be Windows server and Linux server. Alright, so we need to have this out directory. This should be, oh, what is platform out? As our third command argument. So we need to have the create standalone server so we need to grab all these files and check them out. Alright, build and publish shipping Linux. Alright, so it's going to be create standalone server, which we're calling, so we need all these guys. Alright, so that's where the stage builds are going to go. So what we need to do is pass this into the create standalone server.bat. Alright, so that will add our mission data, excuse me, to all of our outputs, which is excellent. Okay, so good. We've got that rolling. I just can't seem to clear my throat today. Alright. So, did I also sync latest? No files updated. Alright. Wall hits, matches played. Alright. So what is next? I need to start actually working on more mission stuff. So apply stage game mode to current level when started. Okay, so on the beginning of a stage, I need to apply the game mode stuff to the actual mission. Alright. So let's build our stuff and then get working. And I should probably be just grinding some points. So let's grind some points while we're waiting for that build. Shakespeare. I see how it is. It was nothing. It was nothing. Yeah, I am encouraged by the leaderboard stuff because people have been actually kind of vying for that top spot. We've seen Adam having to grind out 70,000 points to keep that top spot. We saw Adam actually get the top spot because he wanted it. So that's cool. People are doing their thing. All right. All right. So, what I want to do is basically inside of the on. When you, we have the full video cutscene. We finished up that last time. So what we want to do is we want to take this game mode stuff and we want to apply that, and that's on the stage. So that's going to be inside of our arena level, inside of the level edge actions for set pre-stage. We're going to want to set the game mode to the stage's game mode. Alright. Reset stage data, game state changed, server destroy all balls. We need to figure out exactly how we set up our... I think it's inside of utils, level utils or something like that. So let's go see. Inside of our level utils we have get players, ballpoints, spawn bot, get levels for stage, in stage mission. How are we setting these to begin with? Like, we are setting the game mode, and like, I think inside of our start, get current mission, alright, editor mission, get game options, set next game options to this guy. Okay, so where are our references to get game options? Game state. Alright. Game options changed, set next game options to that. Game mode voting. Okay, so the main thing here is that our game options need to be make bracket set game options from basic stuff. Alright, so what is the game options? Is all this basic stuff here. So we need to make a game options thing and then set the current game options. Okay, so we don't have anything for that. Okay, so I think it's right in here. So apply options to configs. Pretty much what we want is we want to take whatever we've got right now in our mission, which is this game mode, which is a list of stuff. Let's take a look at what it is. Alright, so what we've got is stat intervals, user stat, missions has a mission, mission has a list of stages, game stage has a list of game mode options. So question is, what do these guys take, which is game mode option set? Come on, where's the declaration for this damn thing? It's a game mode option set. Okay, game mode option sets have all the things. So it's basically this list of game mode options, which we need to do stuff. So it's fill game mode from option sets. Okay, so what I need here is a Yeah, this will be static void fill game mode option. We have player overrides and bot overrides. We have no concept of using that though. Alright, so fill game mode options. So we'll have a game mode configuration. We're going to have our const t-array of f game mode option. Opts. We're going to have a boolean for reset. Hello, Synachron. I'm back working on stuff today. Let's make sure that's a reference that we pass in and not just a copy. Alright, so gameplay utils. Alright, so if reset, then config.reset. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do all this. And instead of, this is just going to be opt. And we'll change this function to I think that's just set.properties and then false. Yeah, I wasn't streaming anything yesterday because I was busy working on Maelstrom for setting up their Linux builds so that hopefully we can save them 50% on server costs, which is, I'll be working on that maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Okay, so the other thing is we're going to want player-specific options as well as bot-specific options. I think that was in the game state. All right. So how in the hell are we going to do player overrides and bot overrides? I mean, I guess we could just have player options, like base options, player options, and bot options. Might as well dive in. Because we're going to need them, so I might as well just start working on them. I know I'm returning copies here. That's on purpose because reasons. I don't need our namespace. Are you a contractor? I've only heard bits and pieces over the week. We'll see. Kind of how I think it's going to work is basically that I'll be helping out with them. And based on how successful they are, it may be not just like a contract sort of thing. Like, they don't really have an office. They don't have any of that. So right now, yeah, I'll basically be kind of contracting, but it's not really that well defined. So kind of longer term, if they're successful, I would imagine basically I would just be running their back end stuff for them as kind of a full-time employee. But because those guys, so it would basically be just like I'm part of them anyway, so wouldn't really be contract work, I don't think. A little bit more involved than that. Kind of what I would imagine it more being is kind of a confederation of independent developers that all help each other out and work on various projects. Okay, so the other thing is I think in our generated code we've got these game mode data things, right? GM run speeds. This is like game state, get Dashkin game state. Game mode config. Okay, so we've got these game mode configuration variables, and these will be player game mode config vars and bot game mode config vars. So right now we'll set all these to each other. And we're not going to worry too much about some of this with respect to multiplayer, because these aren't multiplayer missions. Of course, this will come back to bite me later, but you can always just say, like, that's going to be wrong. Game mode config vars. Let's grind up some points. Is this a... It's a big ball, so it just can't get in there? There we go. So we've got our game mode config. It's going to get set. Yeah, we need to add these replicated properties. Why not? Actually, no, we don't. The only thing we need to replicate is the bot options. Alright, so why don't we do that? So the on-rep bot options and on-rep player options. Whatever. Okay, so basically inside of our gameplay utils.h, it's going to be these game mode data.h. All these GMs should take a, I guess, an enum there for if it's like none, blah, or blah. So let's add an enum. So we'll have a player type. So we'll have none, player, and bot. And I'll need to go into my templates for everything and add that to my templates. Alright, so what we're going to take is a const EBS, what did I call it? Player type. It's a fucking enum, so it gives a damn. So let's get this guy here. So it's going to be a const EBS player type. So we'll switch on the type. So if it's a player, we'll grab a certain thing. If it's a bot, We'll grab something, otherwise we'll do defaults. And the names of these guys are player options and bot options. Player game mode config vars. Bot game mode config vars. Okay, so let's generate that out and see what it does. I like how the heat map reports now are just completely one-sided with people grinding goals, and people obviously have very specific levels they like to grind, which is like Forest Knight, Mushroom Hall is a good grinder. Foggy Night and Sunny Day are by far the most ground maps, with Sunny Day being half of all grinding. But I think Foggy Night's easier to grind on, so I think people need to get their grind game up. Six seconds. Oh shit. I don't think that'll make it, but I tried. On-ramp player options not found. That should solve that. I'm gonna have to think. One of the things that the Maelstrom guys, is this pop-up only? Yeah. One of the things that the Maelstrom guys are gonna need here is they're gonna need a central build machine, because everybody's all over the place. They don't have an office, they don't have anything like that. So they don't have like a build server that, like, their build server for their game is just under somebody's fucking desk. Right, they're a soda spill away from having a very bad time. Ball linear damping is not a member of game mode option configuration. Fill game mode options. What? Ball linear damping is totally a member of... Game mode configuration config vars. That's what we screwed up. Alright, so fill game mode options. Fill game mode options. Option variables. Okay, so the option variables is what we actually care about. Nothing else matters. So it's really this config variables stuff that we want. Trying to remember everything I've been working with. So I think it looks like that. And what is this? And game mode data is angry because we don't have any of this. Yeah, that should be it. So we need to regenerate again. That's looking more like it. Alright, so let's see. We got options here. Yeah, these are opts, not options. Computers are stupid and they can't tell the difference between the two. Alright. And it's in. Go! Alright, I was mad ups. Forgot to jump around. Yeah, right now the Maelstrom guys are also talking about, like, one of the issues is also that light baking is taking quite a while. And usually when you have a studio, you've got like a whole bunch of people, you know, like maybe 50 or So machines just kind of sitting in an office, and you'll get a distributed light baking program or something like Incredibuild, where all the machines that are just kind of sitting around, most of the time they're not doing anything, so you can help out and do distributed stuff. But that's all in the same office over, a local area network with gig speed and, like sub-millisecond latency. Unresolved external public symbol on-rep player options. I'm not going to do anything with this information. I'm just going to have it. So the question that they're kind of mulling over is because people are in like Holland, people are in Canada, people are in California, Washington, people are all over the world for their development. Mainly it's just like 6 people. Everybody's somewhere else. So the question would be, would the same sort of principles, if they got like some central servers to help, would it actually do jack shit? Like would it actually matter? I don't know. It'd probably help, but nowhere near other stuff, and it would be expensive. Okay, so now we have game options. We have stuff like that. So we should be able to make a game mode configuration, fill out the variables, and then we need to call set, so it's like the player states. Yeah, so the game state, we need to call set. So we need to call set game options, but we kind of need to call this like void set set mission options, perhaps. And perhaps I should just pass in a stage and just have it work kind of like that, because that kind of makes sense to me. So we'll do like a const fgame stage, curse stage. So maybe it should be set stage options. Let's do that. Rent out, same rack space. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, is it might be worth at that point getting, like a server in Chicago or a couple servers in Chicago that are, set up for that. But the problem is, like, actual hosted rack space like that it's not really very good for office tools. It's a little bit too expensive. It's too good. Like you're gonna be like, oh, we got like, 5 nines of reliability or whatever service level agreement. And you're like, I don't really need that. Like, if I have to go over and kick the machine, that's fine. Like if this thing only operated during business hours, like we're pretty much fine with that. Okay, so what we need here is the curse stage has a list of game mode options. So we've got these game options, player options, and bot options. And what we need to do is set each one and have it kind of trickle down. So we need to just do like a reset on everything. I guess a reset on the game options, and then we need to fill out the game options. Because I need these guys to trickle down, so this will be game options, and then curse stage dot game mode, and then false. Then I need to set the player options is going to equal the game options. And then the bot options equals game options. And then we need to fill out player options and bot options from our specifics. So our specifics will come in and override them, but everything else won't. So this will be player overrides and bot overrides. Then what we have to do is set our other things. How long is long? 24 hours? I don't know. Things become expensive. So it's kind of a problem, especially if you start setting up a bunch of infrastructure. You have all these like monthly costs that start coming in. And the problem with monthly costs is it's real hard to get rid of them. Basically, whatever you've got becomes kind of your new normal. And you end up, it becomes very difficult to just get rid of stuff you don't need. Especially when you start signing contracts for stuff. Alright, so this should set all our game mode options, and all our game mode options should work. And that would be kind of interesting. Instead of contracting for maybe, you know, working on Maelstrom and getting paid in money to start with, I could get paid in a new, like, workstation. Which is kind of funny. Because it'd be like, oh, what was that? That was perfect. It should have been in. Missing it. There we go. Here you go. We're going to pay you in TVs and cans of Mountain Dew and Monster Energy drinks. It's like, this is to get around taxes, isn't it? No, 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 nothing like that.